Hi, this is Venus from Heart's Desire by Venus, and today I'm going to show you how to make these cute little, I am calling them tag tubes. They are made out of toilet paper tubes. So what I've got here is I've made a set of two. I've bound them with a little ring here, and I've covered them up with some pretty papers that I had left on my desk. And then I added tag and a journaling card to the inside of these tag tubes. So I'm going to show you how to make those today. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your toilet paper tube and you're going to crease and flatten it. Okay. And then what I did is I wanted to put this through my die cut machine to cut the ends and make them fancy. So I have placed it on my die cut machine, and I've done my usual trick here where I've taped it down with my washi tape to make sure it stays right where I want it before I get to run it through the machine. And make sure that you watch the other end of your die cut, that it's underneath so that's not cutting the bottom part of your tube. Now this step you don't have to do. You could just leave your tube as their normal straight tube shape, but I thought I've got dies and I'm going for something a little fancier. So this is what I've done. So then I ran that through my die cut machine, and I've got two tubes now with the fancy ends on here. So what I've done is I've inked up all the way around, and particularly on the ends. Then what I did is I measured these tubes and cut a piece of cardstock, and I did the same die cut on the top of my tubes here. So now I'm just going to put those on, and I'm using both. I'm going to use both my tape here as well as my Fabri-Tac glue, just to give it a good secure hold. Okay, so I'm just going to do that. And a little dollop red, not a point because it's hard to get the tape in there. Okay, and then I'm just going to lay it out. And I find if you start at the top here and match it up, that works the best. At least it does for me. Okay, and then we're going to secure this on. Now you can see I'm not that precise as usual, so I'm just going to trim off the parts where I didn't quite get it. And this is why I inked the tube, so that if I miss on some of these corners, it's okay. It looks like part of it. So no big deal. And then I'm just gonna ink up the edges of the parts that I did cut off. Okay, so that's one of my fronts. And then I did this for one of my other fronts. So I'm gonna do the same thing on this tube. Peel this all off. And glue it again. Line it up, and hopefully I lined it up better this time than I did last time. Oh, see, this one I didn't cut it quite the same, but all right. Let's take that off. And this is why I like using the tape and the glue. It gives me a little bit of time here. Okay. Boy, I didn't really cut that very good. So again, I'm going to trim. And honestly, I'm trimming my tube down this time on the bottom. I must have cut it too short. So then I'm just going to ink up again. And you can see on the back, or I'm going to trim off the side a little bit. Measuring is not my strong suit. So there. All right. Now we're going to do the back. And I cut two plainer kind of pieces for the backs. So we're going to do the same thing on there. And hopefully I line these up way better than I did the front two. this out. All right, line these up. Oh, see, this one went way better. Burnish it down. Just a little bit off the side. And a little bit off here. There. Burnish it around. Okay, that one's done. Now we're just going to do the back side of this one. Get all this off. You don't have to use tape. You could use straight glue as usual. Whatever you want to use to put this on is perfectly fine. As long as you get a strong hold, that's what's the important part. All right, try this again. All right, perfect. Just trim a little bit on this side, a little bit off there. Excellent. So now you have your tubes. So then what I did is I took a couple of my reinforcements here, and I like to ink them up to kind of match my projects. So I've got 4 of them, and I'm using is the paper reinforcements because they take ink. The plastic ones, when you do it, you put the ink on, and then anytime you touch it after that, it will rub off. And I didn't want that, so oh, I'm gonna have to use my crocodile here. That was not, it's a little thicker than I can handle with that. So basically all I did was center it up here, punch a hole. Do the same thing, the other one, punch a hole. And I'm going to put on my reinforcements. Might have cut that one a little too close to the edge, but that's all right. Maybe make sure you've got your holes up a little farther so that your reinforcements don't roll off the edge. But that's all right. All in the learning process. Okay. Those on. So now I've got this little tiny ring. I got it from the office supply store. Just a little ring. And I'm just going to thread these on here. And I think I'm going to do like this. Snap it in. Ooh, you can tell it's brand new. It's stiff. And then what I did is I just cut a couple of tags. Slid those in each of these tubes. And there's some room. You could do like a whole bunch of tags in there. But I just did basically one tag, one journaling card in there. And that is it. Cute little project. Use up scraps you've got. Used up, any spare tags you've got kicking around.